Okay, today I just want to explain to you, for those of you who do not know, or somehow you just happen to purchase what is called in this type for a water sprinkler irrigation beehive. And this is really a nice, good device that I find it very interesting, and it's really easy to install as well as to program. But today, actually, I'm here to tell you something that it may not be on the box, or the company doesn't tell you till after you call and you have this problem. And let me see, it's more likely you may not know it. It's called a smart fault um, problem. And in my case, that I want to upgrade from a Weathermatic, such as this one, and it's really working. I have no issues with it whatsoever. So for those of you who have something like this and you probably need to know some idea how to do something, before you do or you remove any cabling, I don't know if you know it or not, you must make sure you take a picture of anything before you touch anything. And of course you always unplug the AC power. For those of you who are really not sure how to do something like this, what I need to show you is right there. It's called the MV. MV, it is for the pump, and the C next to the G, the C, it is the com. You probably do not need to know anything about that other than once you take the picture and you remove the wiring, as you see in my case, I already did that, and it was some of it before, and before I installed my orbit. It's really simple. I'll show you how it's being done. You just pop this one out and just show you a couple things here about the hyve orbit. You remember I was telling you earlier the MV? The MV that we're referring is to the motor, the pump. Usually it's a black cable wiring or brown, and the comp was white. Those two, you make sure it doesn't matter the comp, it could be on the middle or the back. Anyway, so this is how it's being done. It's really simple. You could connect your cabling. So I just want to show you something, what happens after you plug everything and you program it, and obviously the B, it's up and going, it's good to go, it's working. The reason I cannot show you through the app because I'm using my phone as we speak. So I'm gonna run the water manually, and you just hold the button and watch what we're gonna get. Boom. See what's showing? Showing F, number 1, station 1F, and it's changed to red. It means faulty. And what you usually get on your phone is gonna say, let's say you may have 7 stations or 4 stations whatsoever. In my case, I have 7. So I found out the reason it is no longer working after I called Orbit Beehive, and they mentioned to me it is the reason. It's nothing to do with your wiring or everything else that is working in your home or your irrigation system. It turned out to be is they're saying that you want to make sure, you see how these wiring coming from here, there's my water that is going all the way to water pump. You see it? So once everything is turned on, it's called the station valve. The station valve is basically outside. How do you know they're outside? Because first of all, you have one, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7. So I know I have 7 station valve outside, and they told me that is the reason you got faulty message or it's no longer working. You need to do what it's called to change those valves into orbit. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. So it doesn't say, again, it doesn't say anything on the instructions or anywhere on the back of the box or even in their instructions that you want to make sure you have them all as a station valve compatible to orbit. So in my case, I have a Weathermatic and I need to change them. They mentioned also they're not going to be cheap, maybe 50, maybe more than $50 each valve. So right now my Weathermatic works. I really don't have the time to go out there and dig it. Turned out to be my valve stations are in the ground, which is really kind of stinks. I don't know whoever did that, why. It's usually 99%. They're above ground, it's easy to remove and replace. But you go figure, right now we're in October, it's kind of a little cold and I don't really want to do it. I'm much more into the IT field, so you go figure. I don't want to do anything. Alright guys, so just keep in mind there's nothing wrong to do with your wiring or anything you've done. It is more likely your valve stations, they need to be compatible with Orbit beehive. That means you have to go out there and replace them. You could get them from Home Depot or Lowe's, that's what I was being told, but they're not cheap. Alright, so I found out this error or this message, so I just like to share with you guys, whoever happen to be going through something like this or you're about to buy something like that, make sure that's what you have to have before you go through this. Thanks, later.